Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 12, text number 22. Tam Krishna Pada Vinnavishta Chetasam Badhanjalim Prashraya Namra Kandharam Sunandananda Upasritya Sasmitam Pratyuchattuhu Pushkaranabha Sammato. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Dhruva Maharaj was always absorbed in thinking of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. His heart was full with Krishna. When the two confidential servants of the Supreme Lord, who were named Nanda and Sunanda, approached him smiling happily, Dhruva stood with folded hands, bowing humbly. They then addressed him as follows. Purport. In this verse, the word Pushkaranabha Sammato is significant. Krishna, Lord Vishnu, is known for his lotus eyes, lotus navel, lotus feet, and lotus palms. Here he is called Pushkaranabha, which means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has a lotus navel. And Sammato means two confidential or very obedient servants. The materialistic way of life differs from the spiritual way of life in that one is disobedience and the other is obedience to the will of the Supreme Lord. All living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and they are supposed to be always agreeable to the order of the Supreme Person, that is perfect oneness. In Vaikuntha world, all the living entities are in oneness with the Supreme Godhead because they never defy His orders. Here in the material world, however, they are not samatha, agreeable, but always asamatha, disagreeable. This human form of life is a chance to be trained to be agreeable to the orders of the Supreme Lord. To bring about this training in society is a mission of this Krishna consciousness movement. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the laws of the material nature are very strict. No one can overcome the stringent laws of material nature. One who becomes a surrendered soul, agrees to the order of the Supreme Lord, can easily overcome those stringent laws. The example of Dhruva Maharaj is very fitting. Simply by becoming agreeable to the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by developing love of God, Dhruva got the chance to personally meet the confidential servants of Lord Vishnu face to face. What was possible for Dhruva Maharaj is possible for everyone. Anyone who is very seriously engages in devotional service can obtain in due course of time the same perfection of the human form of life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So here, the appearance of two brilliant, effulgent personalities in a transcendental airplane created transcendental emotions in Dhruva Maharaj. He was so puzzled to see them. The last verse we saw that he offered obeisances with folded hands, and simply he did not know what to do, so he was simply glorifying the holy names of the Lord. And Prabhupada explained in the last purport the easiest and one that is always pleasing to the Lord is to glorify, is to chant His name, which is glorifying the name of the Lord. Even if you do not know anything else, as Dhruva Maharaj, he did not know details of how to receive them, etc. But his simply chanting the holy name was considered to be not lacking in anything. And now here in this verse, Dhruva Maharaj, being absorbed always in Krishna, he approached them, these personalities, in very humble state of mind. They then addressed as follows. So Prabhupada is elaborating on the word Pushkaranabha Sammatho as being very significant in this verse. Pushkaranabha means the Supreme Lord, was a lotus navel, the beautiful Lord. The Lord's beauty is often described in association of the lotus, lotus eyes, lotus navel, lotus feet, lotus palms. And here is being addressed as Pushkaranabha. And Sammato means the two confidential or obedient servants. So the materialistic way of life, as Prabhupada explains, is exactly opposite to the spiritual way of life. The materialistic way of life, one acts in forgetfulness of Krishna. We are all born in that particular mode, into this material world, into a material body. And the whole material civilization is independent, self-centered civilization. Entire life is, when you are born, we are all surrounded by this self-centered activity. So we are also joined there. We also get conditioned from our childhood to live centered around the body. Life centered around the body means eating, sleeping, mating, defending, these four demands. Initially, when we are born in a family, many of these things are taken care of by the parents. But invariably, as we grow, then we see that we have to fend for ourselves, and life becomes just how to organize these four needs. Until we meet the spiritual master who gives us a second birth and tells us, you are not this body, you have to come out of this bodily concept of life. And then gives us the understanding of the Shastras, the revealed scriptures, which reveals the will of the Lord. So, now we have taken to the path of being obedient to the Lord. Those who do not meet a spiritual master, especially a Vaishnava, he continues his existence simply as a more sophisticated adult with sophisticated means of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. They know nothing more than this. They are continuously working for power. Some are working for knowledge, pleasures, like the scientists. They are going on after discovery. Their life is dedicated for enjoying rasa of finding new truths, relative truths. Are those who some are after different kinds of powers in the material world. Their nature is, say, let's say, political power or money power, business power or influence power. The whole life is spent like that. Or seeking after love, one love after another love in the material world with other living beings, or chasing after sense pleasures, more and more varieties of sense pleasures. So in the karmi world, if you see, material world, everybody is chasing after one or many of these things. That's what the whole world is about. The living entity is given a body at the birth, and then till he dies, he is simply trying to enjoy these rasas. Fake rasas, Sat, Chit and Ananda rasa. Sat means power rasa, Chit means knowledge rasa, Ananda rasa means love and pleasure, exchange of love and pleasure. That's all. Sum and substance is that. The way the Vaishnavas see this world, material world, is there is no Krishna in their life. There is absolutely no Krishna in their life. Even though Krishna is in their life, they are not aware Krishna is in their life. Krishna as a Supreme Father, He is seated in their hearts, and according to karma, all their desires are being satisfied as they deserve. That is a pastime of the Lord in this material world, is a pastime of the Lord to fulfill the desires of all the living entities. As per the laws of equal opportunity and responsibility, He gives them everything, He arranges. This is the material world. This is the way the Vaishnavas see the material world. This is the abnormal situation for the living entity, because the living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, and what is the natural living for a living entity is to dovetail himself with the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his eternal servant, in obedience with him, with his instructions. So everything that we do, everything that we experience, everything should be in obedience with the Supreme Lord. So Krishna consciousness, as Prabhupada explains here, is nothing but becoming obedient to Krishna. Becoming obedient to Krishna means not only obedient of what you should do, what you should not do. Many things. Krishna prescribes what kind of life we should lead, what kind of daily life we should have, how we should train ourselves to rise above the lower modes of ignorance, mode of passion, of lust, and how to live in the mode of goodness in association with the devotees. And in this way, Krishna's instructions are pervading across, not only with respect to what work we should do, how we should work, how we should not work, all those things, how we should live in this body. What are the different sadachara, the good habits, everything. So Krishna's perspective, samatau, means being together, oneness with Krishna, means oneness with Krishna's scheme of things in this material world, and also fulfilling Krishna's desires, which comes through the spiritual master. We are engaged in Krishna's work morning to evening, and that work is the work that is given to us by our spiritual master. And because it is coming from the spiritual master, we know it is a desire of the Lord. So therefore, obedience to Krishna means obedience to the spiritual master. So unless we come to the platform of day-to-day living our life, doing our work in line with what the spiritual master has asked us to do, then that is not samatau. That is not being together with this, being together in oneness with Krishna. So surrendering means all the details, our every moment, our lifestyle, everything that we should practice, as Prabhupada says, we should practice obedience. And then one becomes a surrendered soul. What is the obstacle for obedience? Is our caste conditioning. So therefore there is a sacrifice, there is an effort, there is a default. Due to our past conditioning, when we are born in this body, we are born for being disobedient. Because that's what this material world is. Sense gratification, independent existence, independent enjoyment. That is the karmic force. That is a force this body will exert on our consciousness. So there is a constant battle between our past karma for which we are born, and there is a force that comes upon us every time, force of both sukha and dukkha. And therefore from there Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita how to be, he gives us the advice how to become one with him, how to handle this dualities for which we are born with. So we have to disassociate with those bodily forces, conditioned forces, as not me. Particular body, particular type, particular tendencies. This is not me. This is not me, the eternal. And these dualities somehow have to be dovetailed. And that is what we are doing. It is not that we are, we can just decide like that to be samatau or one with Krishna, his desires, and simply struggle. There is a method given to us. In our case, it is given through us through our sadhana bhakti. So if we do not do what is first, then the second one you cannot do. What is primary? If we do not do what the spiritual master has said to keep us in a higher guna, the whole morning program, associating with the holy name, associating with the deities, all these things, if we do not put our entire system into that energy, it's an energy. Morning sadhana is an energy. It is not something that your mind picks up. No, your mind, your body, your soul, your intelligence, everything together get influenced. by Sankirtana, gets influenced by Bhagavatam class, by everything that we do from morning. The morning program is so powerful. So if we want to be Samatau, then we have to jump into this ocean of program given, ocean of Satchidananda, which is given by Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual master's obedience to spiritual master. Sometimes devotees say, I want to be obedient, but I do not know what is the desire of my spiritual master. But so many, 90%, till 10 o'clock you don't have to worry at all. The desire is made known in public to everybody. You can feel very happy that I am in one with my Guru's order. Afterwards there may be confusion, whether this is Krishna's desire, Prabhupada's desire, all those things. Especially after 10 o'clock, that confusion comes for those who do not actually swim in the ocean of morning sadhana. If you swim in the ocean of... just do what Prabhupada said. Just be completely immersed in japa, immersed in kirtana and everything. That's all. By 10 o'clock, that Shakti that comes till then will make us, give us the spiritual strength to absorb what Guru and Krishna wants me to do. Otherwise, if we don't, our dovetailing process will become weak. And in the dovetailing process, if the dovetailing is not proper, then we are also creating our own desires, fulfillment of our desires. Because bhakti is very powerful. We nurture our karmic desires. The karma bija is there within us. We cannot forget that. Karma plays a very big role in devotee's life also. That's each one of us. So we are dovetailing the karma. So that particular force cannot be underestimated. So if we engage in the morning 3-4 hours of intense association as directed by Srila Prabhupada, we are students of Srila Prabhupada. Student has to follow the master. Master has told that if you do not do that, then how can you get result? One cannot get the results. So following Prabhupada's instruction of morning sadhana will actually build a dam on a daily basis across our karma, and it is a dam that is so well designed by God Himself, by Krishna Himself, holy name, that all our karmic force will be behind in the dam. And throughout the day, just like dam has got sluice gates, that water, when it is uncontrolled, it floods everywhere. When there is a dam, the same water is collected and is very useful. So as much as required, when it is required, sluice gates are operated. And the water that comes out of that dovetailing that happens after very good sadhana morning program will be very miraculously Krishna directed. We may not know, we may not realize Krishna, because you are not seeing Krishna face to face. We are not seeing Prabhupada face to face. In a very mystical way, we will see that things are happening according to Guru's desire. They are making the master plan. They are building the milestone. They are making you run between the milestones on a daily basis as a humble servant. So life becomes very simple for a devotee, in spite of whatever materially complicated service he may be doing. His life is to live one day. Again tomorrow, again be with Krishna till 10 o'clock and live your day. So our life problem is solved. One who has come to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, just by following what he has given to us. So the first stage of sammato, or being one with the Supreme Lord's mind, is to be one with the mind of the spiritual master. So here we are practicing, and as Prabhupada is saying here, in Vaikuntha, all living entities are in oneness with the Supreme Godhead, because they never defy His orders. Similarly, we should practice never to defy the order of Srila Prabhupada. Here in the material world, they are not sammata, agreeable, but always asammata, disagreeable. And Prabhupada says that to bring about training in the society is the mission of Krishna consciousness movement. So, Krishna consciousness is about change of consciousness, but the change of consciousness, you can bring about that change of consciousness by obeying Srila Prabhupada's guidelines of how to spend our day from morning to evening till we sleep, to that degree of details Prabhupada has given us, and that makes our life very, very simple. And that is how we can handle our what we are born with, a certain karma. All that karma will get dovetailed, and no more karma, and then we become attached to Krishna, and we go back to our original position of sammato, or being in total perfect dovetailing of my desire with Krishna's desire, my will with Krishna's will, my thinking with Krishna's thinking, my feeling with Krishna's feeling. So that is ultimately the goal of Krishna consciousness, and that brings us perfection of our own individual life. The soul gets its perfection by joining back the Supreme Lord in Krishna consciousness, not individual bodily consciousness, isolated consciousness. So from karmic consciousness, we become Krishna conscious. That's our goal. And what is our path? Very clearly, go on doing this the whole day. Whole life you go on doing it, success is guaranteed. That is what Prabhupada is saying. You don't have to do any other extra thing. Morning time should be considered as time for paramarthik, direct contact with Krishna. There, the worldly things need not come into picture. Like when we are chanting, don't think about the preaching. Because we have a preaching, success, failure, relationship with devotees. All these things don't bring about at all in the morning. Because when you live in a community, there will be so much of rubbing and cross this thing relationship. This devotee is angry, this devotee is that, this devotee is trying to do this to me, this thing, that thing, so many things, and this, I was scolded. All these things is called Vyavaharik devotional service. From 10 o'clock you should think that's devotion service, that's Vyavaharik. That means it's lot of ups and downs will be there, dualities will be there. Why unnecessarily bring dualities before 10 o'clock? No need. Simply chant directly hear, directly see the Lord. The material world's ups and downs should not be brought during our morning program. Otherwise, we will not be able to, just like if you are thinking of so many things during japa, then it is such an opportunity for simply not to do anything and just touch the holy name. But instead you are thinking of so many things, that means you are not charging yourself fully. It's an opportunity for direct devotional service. Morning program, because Krishna is before you as a holy name. Deity is before you as the holy name, as the Archa Rupa. Everywhere, Guru Puja, Guru is right before you. Nothing else to focus. So why one should bring in all this Vyavaharik thing, even if it is of devotional service? What to speak of Vyavaharik things unconnected to devotional service, material desires and all these things. That's 100% taboo. And then next level we should be to keep away, keep two things separately. There are two kinds of thought processing. Thought processing based on material desires, and thought processing even for service of the Lord. That time you are not hearing. That time is after 10 o'clock, all these things. So everything is very practical. Devotees know how I am struggling in my spiritual life. What you have to struggle? Some of these simple instructions of Prabhupada you are not following, therefore you are struggling. Without Shakti, without spiritual Shakti, you cannot make advancement in spiritual life. And these are the ways to always remain in spiritual Shakti. Spiritual potency is required. To do service, potency is required. To control the mind, potency is required. So, there is when spiritual master has given something, do something, he also says how to do. So, we have to follow his instruction not only in the matter of doing somehow, but what does he say? What is the quality of doing? And then that is where we have to continuously improve the quality of your japa, quality of our consciousness during Sankirtana, quality of consciousness of hearing Bhagavatam class. So we have to increase the quality of our Paramarthik Seva. And then we also have to increase the quality of our Vyavaharik Seva. Where I think I should learn, I should tell my mind, you are not the doer, you are simply a servant, master is doing, you are simply carrying out his orders, you are a follower. That kind of purity also we should continuously cultivate. In the matter of our Vyavaharik service, means our service in this service to Lord Krishna in this material world. That's what I am defining as Vyavaharik. When you are chanting Hare Krishna is Paramarthik, you are directly serving the Supreme Lord. So it's a spiritual world. If we practice like this, then we separate these two things, Vyavaharik and this thing, then you will get tremendous amount of strength from the morning program in order to do our devotional service in oneness with Guru and Krishna. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Just wanted to share one small experience on what you told in the class. that Prabhupada and Krishna are directing us without us, we don't even see them, but Krishna and Prabhupada is directing us. So, just last year, just before Janmashtami, I was going to book one seva, Abhishekam seva. So I sat in the auto and told my driver, just without thinking, I told you go to this contact. So he went there, and as soon as I met that person, I told him there is a Abhisheka seva, can you do? So that person, as soon as I told him, he immediately accepted, and he told I will do it. Without even, I didn't have to convince him, nothing. Then he booked the seva immediately, and I was just a little far away from him. And then after some time I had to go to little close to him to give him that invitation card. And I realized this person was drunk. So he was drunk. So I it just happened that, Krishna directed. I went to a person and the seva got booked. And I realized later, I told my auto driver that without thinking, go to this contact. He went and the seva got booked. Just wanted to share this small experience.
In fact, whole day devotees can experience this. Everything that is happening in their life, we should learn how to see this Lord's reciprocation. If you are curious and if you are learning you want to see that, then Krishna will show that. Otherwise, it look like a normal activity. You are running around like a salesman, trying to book seva. That kind of consciousness will come. But otherwise, if you are on a lookout for this, you will see that Lord's hand in everything that you do. So it's not that only in directly Lord is there in your Paramarthik seva, in your Vyavaharik seva, preaching mission also. Lord is directly there. Lord Chaitanya is there, Prabhupada is there. Is their mission. That is why for Prabhupada there is no difference between Paramarthik and Vyavaharik Seva. For sadhakas there is a difference. For Prabhupada, he is doing preaching is same as chanting. He is signing a check, it is same as chanting. Everything is Krishna for him, everything is pure. But we as a sadhakas, we should be very careful because we are in the process of dovetailing our karma. So in the dovetailing process, there is a karmic force of self-centered force in everything that till our heart gets purified. At a stage will come when heart, our mind, our body, everything is purified, completely free from all sinful thinking, independent thinking. Then the dovetailing there is no complication at all in dovetailing. There is no mixed devotion service. It becomes pure devotion service. But through mixed devotion service, only one reaches pure devotion service in terms of one's actual activity. We all have to come to the platform where our Vyavaharik devotion service becomes pure devotion service. It can become when the whole dam is completely built up there, that none of our karmic things, we have learnt how to strictly follow or receive Prabhupada's guidance in a mystical way. We don't do anything on our own, for our own, by ourselves. Always act as his servant. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. If due to some health reasons, one starts to miss morning sadhana, and then for a long time, and it becomes a habit, and even after that one starts feeling that I cannot attend morning and wake up morning and do sadhana. So he thinks my body is now accustomed to that, and this is only good for me. So now how to come out of this?
No, you have to know the importance of this not missing. That is one. And if you know the importance, then you will desire. If you desire that Nothing is impossible. You're even, such a powerful, process that we have. Why we get sickness? Due to our past karma, right? So we should know that if I am serious about it, somehow or the other, what is possible you should do. Maybe you cannot come up to the temple hall, but you can go somewhere, go to the next room or in your room, keep one picture there also, do whatever you can. If God helps those who help themselves. I cannot be not associating in the morning with the holy name, with the deities. I cannot be. This is my bread and butter, spiritual bread and butter. That feeling should be there. Otherwise, slowly we will fall apart. And also all these things, sadhana is one thing. Another thing is Vaishnava aparadha. You should mind your business, then your life, spiritual life will be very peaceful. You're too much concerned about others and all those things, then you make Vaishnava aparadha, then you lose your inspiration. And this is also very important. You should have a very simple life. Interpersonal relationship should be very simple. Should not get into too many complications in relationship with people. With those who are in the ashram, everything. Keep oneself very light. More deeper you go into relationship, more deeper ups and downs of those relationship. Oh, he let me down, this thing, he's not supporting me, all these things. Forget all that. This is also very important. In fact, it's like a vicious circle. If you don't absorb yourself in the sadhana, in direct relationship with the deity, with the holy name, then your tendency is to go on developing relationship with so many people. Deepening relationship. So there are many solutions to the question that you asked. It is not like, miracle will happen. You have this. That is the meaning of handling the karma. If your situation has come that you cannot attend any program, or you are not even able to sit in the bed and read Prabhupada's books, that means you have not adopted the process sufficiently to allow yourself to do devotion service. You are falling more and more into tamasic consciousness. Everything Krishna is control. You cannot say that. You have come to Prabhupada. If you have faith in the holy name, if you have faith in Prabhupada, it's so powerful. Because chanting of the holy name, it says that you cannot do that much karma which cannot be burnt by one utterance of Krishna. These are not artificial appreciation or glories. These are real. Why am I suffering? Because of karma. Okay, karma has not gone after I am chanting. Because my chanting is so offensive. Let me chant properly. Let me understand this. It is not that in this Krishna this chanting does not have solution to material problems. It has solution to material problems and spiritual problems. That we have to understand. That devotion service is also the highest punya. Punya is what brings sukha and papa is what brings dukkha. There is no doubt about this. This is the law of nature. If I am sick, I can't go for Mangalarti. Some past karma, papa karma, is harassing my body and mind. So have faith and chant the holy name of the Lord. It has to go. It will go. It will touch and go. Immediately it may not go. But if you are determined to fight it, it will go. Material circumstances cannot stop our devotion service. Therefore, you should take association of the devotees, association of the authorities, and then, try to somehow come out of that. That's another spiral it goes. You miss more, you miss more, you miss more, you miss more, and then finally sadhana is zero. And then you are worrying about your sadhana, worrying about your sadhana. So finally there is no sadhana, but only worry about your sadhana. Worry about the sadhana is not important. Action take about sadhana. What action are you taking? Simply by worrying, it's not, oh, I'm not able to go, I'm not able to go, I'm not able to go. That is another spin mind will put you in. I have to go, I have to do, whatever I can. 100 I cannot do, I'll do 50. 50 I cannot do, 20 I'll do. Otherwise I'll do 10% I will do. And that 10% will become 20, that 20 will become 30, 30, 40 it will become. Strength over strength you get. All starts with the importance of that. My whole life, my whole spiritual life depends on this. My going back to Godhead depends on this. Because if you are not in this, that morning time you are with your mind. With your mind means you are with your karma. That's why I said, at least take Prabhupada's book and read. You cannot get up, you have got some problem, physical problem, you cannot get up from the bed. Hear Prabhupada's lecture. There are a lot of opportunities to keep oneself in Krishna consciousness even when one is bedridden. Unless we go into coma. That faith should be there. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.